Hello, all. Well, let's have some fun together and discover our chess DNA. I found a post on Reddit that talked about Chessiverse, chess DNA, new personality test. If you want the link, I will also place in the description. It's chessiverse.com/ chess minus personality. And this is free. This is completely free. I'm not promoting, I'm not affiliated, I'm not even a member. But I find it's always interesting to find our personality through this kind of tests. And so I decided to give it a go. And let's see what happens over here. So the first thing we see it's that we are going to discover our own personality comparing with others. From the post on Reddit, it said that this is using many stats and some artificial intelligence approach to compare us with very famous players. If you want, we have here some of them. Let's see if you can recall or remember some. Of course, they are all famous, and so as you see over here, they have a lot of personality, so we can compare with. And let's see what we can find out about our games. So they are going to use our games to find our chess personality. Let's move on. So they have four options. One of them is games that we played on the website Chessiverse itself. I don't have games over there. Another option is to upload our own games with the PGN file, of course, and Chess.com and lichess. Let's start with one of my accounts, with the one on chess.com, and let's see what it gives me. I am going to do a bit of comparison between Chess.com and lichess, because in Chess.com I am preparing a new repertoire from for some months, not many, but already I'm playing serious games over there, and so I am a bit curious about what it's going to show me. And then I will also search on lichess.com, so to see if this is reliable or it's just repertoire dependent. Well, I don't know. So as you see here, it's now going to explore our personality based on our games, that they calculated many stats about them, and now they are going to tell us our opening style, middle game strategy, end the game tendency, and our play temperament. Let's see what's on the menu for me. Well, for opening style, well, over here we have a nice chart, a nice chart over here. Let me see if I don't break the browser over here. And it says I am a wild attacker. Well, I sure am aggressive on my opening style. Well, also it says I am creative, but notice this. This is a new repertoire I am trying to learn, of course, and I'm not that good in remember all theory. So the creative part must be when I fail, I make some move, and then I try to survive. Well, wild attacks. Well, I like the name. Let's see. So in the openings, I am seen as my wild attacks. Middle game strategy. Now over here it says I am a tactical storm on the middle game. Yeah, because I never know what to do. So it's like a storm, but on the disorganization view. But from simple to complex, okay, I try to go for complex middle games. I agree with this one. And from positional to tactical, it's I'm more neutral, although a bit more on the tactical side, but just slightly, as you can see over here. And it says I thrive in chaotic positions. Well, I wish sometimes they are so hard that I just thrive my blunders in chaotic positions, but nevertheless, always fun. Let's go for the end game tendency. Well, over here, well, it says I search asymmetric positions and imbalance grind. So I search for imbalance. Well, I agree with that. Normally, I like to play on the game, so I am those kind of players that forces the opponent to prove the technique, and many times I can shift from losing to winning due to that. So I really agree that I'm seeking imbalanced grind. So over here, okay, it's an imbalanced grind, complex end games with asymmetric structures, alternating positions with king on opposite wings. Yes, that's more like a consequence of my liking on the openings. Well, but also interesting. And the last but not least, my playing temperament. Well, I would say over here that I turn out to be more on neutral, although it says all out attack. Well, from my games, it's on the neutral between caution and risk taking, and a bit more on the forcing than the patient. Well, I agree more on the forcing than on the risk taking, although I don't mind to run any risk at all. I don't mind at all. But from my games, I am starting to play, of course, with my more experience, a bit more on the safe side and on the risk side. Okay, and this will now compare probably with, okay, so reveal my personality, and ta-da, I am the mathematician. Well, chaotic attacker, speculative sacrifice, thrives in complication. Well, I wish, but nevertheless, always pleasant to see. Well, and it compares me with Alexei Shirov. Well, this was a bit a big surprise. Big surprise. If I was to be compared with someone, I wouldn't expect to be with him. Although not because I don't agree that he's also a great attacker, but because I never really paid attention to his games, and if that happens, it's because they never um, were interesting when I saw them. Well, probably maybe I didn't saw many, but this is fun. And one thing it is going to help me is to probably I will search more games from him. So maybe I can find some more interesting things than whatever I have seen on the past. And so let's see my full results. And so here it makes a bit of resume. So it explains more or less my personality based on the games I have sent. Drawn to sharp, double edged position, where one small mistake can be fatal for either side. Well, I agree with this. Sometimes I go with risking everything just on the one tempo to try to win some advantage. So I agree. Embrace speculative sacrifice. Well, this not anymore because I try always to calculate the deeper that I can before going for a sacrifice. And for sure, not speculative. That's more the Michael Tal style than mine. Well, I don't know. Well, at least they have compact my stats and saying this one. And now a nice resume over here, and then some model games, interesting. And then they suggest training partners. Well, this is more based on what Chessiverse does. They have a lot of human-like bots prepared with much science around the stats and the styles and so on. Must be interesting, but I have never tested that before. The only thing I know is Chessiverse has also I am John Bartholomew there, and so that is a sign of quality. Whatever he is, I think it brings quality, and the first big project we can all associate with him is Chessable. So just that says something. And so they suggest us to play for what I see over here, like the first one, aggressive openings is my style, and it suggests a bot that is going to play the opposite, slow buildings, defensive solid structures, and so on. And so this is fine. Probably I will sign up one of these days just to test them more. Probably this must be good when we have our really repertoire done and to test it really against one determined style of bots. Yes, that's a good idea. So at least for me that I don't have training partners, that's very hard for me to have them. And so maybe playing against certain type of bots may help. we don't know without testing, so maybe I will try. And so it also says you are also close to one hand. Well, thank you. And to Carson, okay, maybe Carson is more comparable to me than me to them. Okay, just having some fun. And definitely not comparable with the Capablanca and Rubinstein. I agree. I never enjoy their style. They are boring. They are not boring, of course. They are really good players, but the type of moods they go for are not my style. That's for sure. I would say I really enjoy Alekhine. I really enjoy to see Morphy games. I really enjoy to see Tal games. Never expect Shirov, but maybe this is just an excuse to try to see more games from Shirov. But I will take the test again. But this time, okay, so I'm just restarting this. But this time I will go with my repertoire, the one that I have been played over the board, but on lichess. This is going to have more games, so I don't know if this is going to take far more time. If it goes, if it starts to become slow, I will speed this up. So don't worry if the silence bothers you. I don't know what to say. Yes, 500 games, okay. Now it's calculating the stats. Over here, I have played many slow games and serious slow games on the lichess 45-45 league. If you don't know about them, well, I suggest you sneak peek it because it's a very interesting online tournament they promote. Lichess 4545.org, if I'm not mistaken. But I will also place the link on the description just for you if you are curious about it. Okay, it's going to end now. Let's see what it brings to the table from lichess. And your results are here. And let's see what is my opening style according. Well, some different results. Here they say in the opening I am sharp theory. And here it's interesting because uh, of course, this is covering my main repertoire, the ones I bring to over the board games. And so, yes, it's normal that I am very sharp in the theory on them. They are very aggressive and very well prepared. So I agree. So I am aggressive. I am theoretical prepared and less creative than what I saw on the chess.com new repertoire. So interesting. So they are really looking at our games. And now on the middle game strategy, well, they say here I am a strategic maze. So they are considering me more positional than tactical. If you remember from the one my games on the new repertoire from chess.com, I was a tactical storm. Strategic maze means I play complex. Well, complex are both complex, but here I tend more for the positional. Well, this is a bit strange over here, bit strange because I see myself as more tactical, but probably because I played slow games basically on this lichess website. I played more slow games on the lichess 45-45 league, and those games are really hard because everyone prepares, everyone checks your repertoire. So maybe, I don't know, the games go far deeper into the middle game, and so probably that's more on the positional side. I don't know. Just guessing over here. Nevertheless, it's a bit different. Although the Y axis it's more comparable, and the shift is not that big, of course. Now, dynamic finish. I think this was more, no, before it was imbalanced grind. Now it's more dynamic finish. What I see over here is the Y axis is more or less the same all over all the sides they look into my games. And now let's go for the next one. And over here it says all out attack, the same, almost neutral. So here there is not much different. So the only thing I saw from my new repertoire to the previous one is that there was a shift, a bit a shift for the creative and for the the x axis, and about the y axis was more or less the same. So all our attack and is my playing temperament. So let's see what kind of personality it shows. Wow, this is great. So as you see over here, two different repertoires, but they have already matched the same Alexei Shirov with me, which is a bit interesting. This because I really play different openings. I really play different variations, different approaches. So it means that they can make our openings neutral in defining our chess personality. Or it was luck, but with so many chess personalities to compare with, well, this is really something already. So the playing style is again the same. Okay, a review of my stats, some games to check. Oh, here the bots are different, so not exactly the same bots, although the same principles. So as you see here in the aggressive opens, they recommend the opposite bot again. Okay, and so the players I am close to, Paul Murphy, yes, I like this one. Judith Polgar, okay. They also say that I'm not Ulf Anderson and neither Samuel Reshvik, so more or less the same, not very different from before. So I really have enjoyed this one. Maybe we can check here more about Chessiverse. I won't spend much time over there. So just to give you a fast look about it, well, I would say here he is, John Bartholomew, talking and promoting this one, and so they have very very interesting website over here with challenge. And now they are promoting courses, although this is not the main. And maybe over here we can go to about us, why we created Chessiverse. So basically, so we have many human-like bots to play, and then the founders. And so, if you want, maybe you can check it further. Maybe I will. But for the moment, I was more interested in the going just with the personality, the chess personality test. Hope you have also enjoyed. And as always, I see you in future videos. Bye bye.